So this is milking and this is whipping. These are two completely different moves from the art of vaginal gymnastics or pompoir. And if you have no idea what that is, basically I wrote an entire book on this practice. It's the practice of mastering your pelvic floor muscles to enhance your sensations during SEX. And yes, if you have a male partner, they're absolutely going to love it too. But today I just want to really clarify the difference between these two moves because some people really confuse them. The main difference is that they happen across two different vaginal planes. So planes of motion, this is a concept from kinesiology, physiology. Basically, the transverse plane of motion is the vertical axis of the vagina. So movements that happens from the entrance all the way to the top in a vertical axis. And then we have the frontal plane of motion that cuts the vagina into front and back, but across that plane of motion is horizontal movements that happen across the lateral walls of the vagina, so the right and left walls. So milking is essentially a contraction that happens throughout the full range of motion of the pelvic floor muscles. So you inhale, and as you exhale, you contract with your pelvic floor muscles up, all the way up, and then you slowly release down. The idea is that the more you train all of these different regions of the vagina vertically, the more you're going to be able to feel all of those sensations inside of you. This happens through a process called cortical remapping, which I've spoken about at length in this channel, so I'm not going to repeat it here. Whereas whipping is kind of similar, but what happens is we're activating the side walls of the vagina, so the right and left wall. So you squeeze first at the entrance, then you squeeze in the middle, and then you squeeze at the top, essentially doing this. And so there are similar moves. One is, completely up and down, and the other one is up and down, but through a squeezing motion. And I've also made many videos differentiating between a contraction and a squeeze, but essentially a contraction is an up and down lifting and relaxing, whereas a squeeze is closing the vagina with your lateral walls. And then the advanced version of contracting is milking, and the advanced version of squeezing is whipping. So that's the main difference between those two moves. Now, if you want to learn more about vaginal gymnastics, I have plenty of tutorials, plenty of videos on this. I have a free guide that you can download at goddess.com. You can obviously get the book. I think it's $20 on paperback, $10 on Kindle. You can just download the Amazon app and find it. It's called the Goddess Method. But I also have a bunch of free resources. I obviously have a program where I teach you this with animation step by step, but check it out because this stuff is really going to enhance your pleasure, your libido, your arousal, your lubrication at any age. And also, yes, if you have a male partner, they're going to go crazy for